Hi, I'm Bliss, or Arthur Schiwon, however you want, and I'm going to talk about the LDAP backend. So, the LDAP backend, what does it do? So first, what is it? Does everybody know what LDAP is? So it's basically a directory where you can have your users to authenticate against, and you can also have their user data saved, like what's the quota for this user, or what's the email address, display name, stuff like this. So the LDAP backend is there to connect to the LDAP directory, so you can authenticate, and that some of these values are also imported to ownCloud. So, and it usually works across all the different LDAP servers. So personally, I'm always testing against Open LDAP and Active Directory. I also know that it works against 389, and I also think about OpenDJ, for instance. Yeah, and it also works with plenty servers configured, so you can not only hook it into one LDAP directory, but to many LDAP directories. And yeah, this what's typical for LDAP is that you have it in installations with a lot of users and a lot of groups. So yeah, in the recent version there were some improvements for users and groups, so it works better, but there's also still some room for improvement. Yes, and it's highly customizable in a way that you can configure things like, it's called LDAP filters. This is magic stuff which defines you how, or with which value a user can, for instance, log in. Like, is it username, or is it email address, or both, or something totally different? And there are other ways in how you can customize it, like you can set up different storages for storing the files, etc. There are also still things to do with this. So very high on my priority list now is a user cleanup, because when local users are deleted, everything gets purged, and that frees your resources. You will have the space on the hard disk back, but it doesn't work for LDAP now, so I'm working on this. But there's also room for improvement for making it even faster to work with a lot of users and groups. And internally we have an access class, which is quite big, and that needs to be broken down, because it's a bit complicated and overblown to use it. Yeah. I will later have another lightning talk about the user management, and I will explain what's about the capabilities check there in the user backends, because different backends can have different functions, and not everything is displayed properly in the user interface, user management interface in ownCloud. So what are needful things to work and improve ownCloud is the LDAP backend, especially for speed improvements. So first, there are legions of users and groups. Personally, I have a script that creates me a zombie army or so of a lot of users, so I can test with altogether about 50,000 users. That's very helpful. And of course also a profiler. I use here xdebug and cache grind to find the bottlenecks. Yes, it was asked to do some kind of workshop or introduction or so into LDAP. So if it's still possible, yours, to do something tomorrow, then if you're interested, I know Carlos at least is, to have a look at ownCloud, to play around with it, then we can do it tomorrow. Just contact me, ask me. What we're not going to do is to read the manual. Okay, good. Thank you.